Hey guys, Miss Thomas here. So today we're going to look at creating our own clay tools. There's one more thing that I would like to have out, which is my hand-ended duct tape. So our first tool that we're going to create is a loop tool. So you're only going to use this push pin to create the hole. You don't really need it beyond that, but I'm going to take my push pin and I'm going to find the center of my eraser, and I'm going to go ahead and poke a hole in the center of that eraser. Notice it is a brand new pencil. And now what I'm going to do, as you notice, I took a paper clip, opened it up, and then used the pliers to cut it open. So I'm going to stick my paper clip into that hole. And now I'm going to get out my duct tape, and mine is teal, because I'd be that way. And I'm going to cut a small piece of it. And then I am going to wrap my loop. It's pretty strong. I might double wrap it just to be safe. And I'm kind of pulling it a little bit so I have a little bit of tension. Nice. So now there's your large loop end. Now we're going to make our tiny loop end. I'm going to go and erase or sharpen this really quick. It does not have to be super sharp. That'll do. Now I'm going to take your standard bobby pin for hair. It's a hair accessory. And we're going to kind of insert it around the top of the pencil like that. And guess what? We're going to get our handy dandy duct tape. And I might let it be a little bit taller, kind of like that. Maybe not. And we are going to go ahead and tape. And this one's maybe going to be a little bit harder because you got to hold it in place as you're taping. And I'm going to be a little ridiculous, and I'm going to double tape it and probably cover up that tiny pencil point. This too is, I mean, it's on there. This will work to carve details in your clay. And now I have my own personal loop tool. Cost me very little to create. ready to go. So another handy dandy tool is a needle tool, which we can create using a toothpick and a cork. I got these from a recycling center. I did not drink all this. But I poked my hole, and I'm going to put in my toothpick, and now I have a handle for my toothpick, and this can be my needle tool. Another, and I'll give you, if it ever breaks, I can totally give you another one. And there are some other objects and things that you can use instead of toothpicks. I think I'm going to like these. This is a champagne cork. That's why it has this fatter top. I think I'm going to like it opposed to these because it has a little bit more of a grip. But as I begin working, I might change my mind. So another one, this I'm going to do to make scoring and slipping a little bit easier. I cut this down a little bit. I don't know how necessary that was. I might regret it. But I'm going to go ahead and take my push pin, and I'm going to go ahead and put 3, hopefully 4 holes in there next to each other. And there's a couple different ways we can do this one. If your parents are comfortable with you working with things like needles at home and you have some wire cutters, you can cut off the heads of the needles with the wire cutters. Sorry, I've just thought about something. I'd really prefer this to be shorter than this. These are a little bit long. But basically, this will make scoring and slipping a little bit easier because you'll have multiple points to score and slip with at once. But you want these to not be quite so long. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and further, I'm going to use and this is something that you'll want to keep away from little brothers and sisters. It's going to be kind of sharp. It just makes scoring and slipping easier. And I'm going to trim it a little. If you do that, just make sure you find all the little bits and pieces because I want them to be the same kind of length. And I'm even going to see, I might make another one where I see if I can get them closer together. But see those tiny little, I want to make sure that that ends up in the trash and not on the floor because that would hurt to step on. I'm going to get rid of that curved bit. So I used the table. So I put my little pokey in, and then I used the table to get it to go a little bit deeper. And again, this little device just makes scoring go much faster, because if you do try and do that with your needle tool over and over and over again, it takes a lot more time. But this is, you can create your hatched lines when you score and slip much quicker. Don't do what I just did. I did that to show you, but you don't want to hurt yourself. So another thing that I'm going to be giving you, these are actually fingernail cuticle sticks. So you'll have another point with which to dig into the clay. You also have this wedged end point that you can use to push clay around. These are actually, can be really great tools. Another really great tool to have on hand is a plastic knife. You can do a lot with that. Or popsicle sticks. And then, yep, you have your very own set of clay tools. You'll want to put these in a bag so they don't get lost. It wouldn't hurt to find a Sharpie, put your initials on them. And you are ready to go.